Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Let's Practice. This is practice number 2 in our series on quadratic equation with two variables. If you haven't went through the introduction and haven't went through practice 1, I encourage you to do so. And if you find this practice hard or not understandable, which not because of my language, I mean because of the math. No, Hebrew is my mother language. And I want you to go back to previous series, especially the series on quadratic equations. All right, and two equations, two first-degree equations with two variables. These are the most relevant series to understand what we are doing here. All right, so let's get into it. What's our goal, right? To get to a one variable equation. That's the goal. So don't try to jump to the end. First step, get into one variable equation, which means getting rid, with some mathematical tricks, of one of the equations. So let's do that. Of one of the variables, sorry. So let's do that. Immediately I see that here I have a 3y squared, and here I have a 2y squared. Let's rearrange, let's put the equation on top of each other. If I'm going to multiply the green equation by 2, like I have here, and the y factor, and if I'm going to multiply, I'm going to get this, and if I'm going to multiply the purple equation by 3, which I get from here, I'm going to get this. What's special about that now I have 6y squared here and here, which means I can do some addition and subtraction to get to a single variable equation. So let's subtract this equation from this equation, and we're going to get this 9x squared subtracted 9x squared minus 8x squared equal to x squared. 6y squared minus 6y squared give us 0, and 54 minus 54 give us 0. This is scary at first because we're not used to get rid of so many numbers on the start, right? And we have almost nothing now. But don't worry, it's fine because the algebra is sound. So x squared equal to 0, which means that x is equal to 0. So does that mean that we have only one result? Maybe. But let's see. Let's be alert to see what happens. All right, so I'm going to take one of the equations, right? We usually take this x and plug it into one of the equations to get the y. So let's do it here. Okay, so I'm getting this equation. I just move the 3x to the right and give it some minus sign because of it. And let's divide by 2, so I can get a y squared here. Great. Now let's take the root of both sides. And after doing that, we get a plus minus again, right? We get a plus minus, which means that our results, our path of the solution is splitting into two. One, we have to consider the plus term, and later we have to consider the minus term, meaning that we're going to plug this x one time here and take the plus term, and then we're going to plug it here again and take the minus term. So let's see what happens. Okay, I plugged the 0 inside, and I have everything here is 0 because 0 times everything here is 0, and I have plus minus the root of 9, which give us plus minus 3. So we have two intersection points that share the same x, as you can see here. So we don't have a prescription. We need to think while we are doing it. We need to be imaginative and trust also trust the process we are doing and make our algebra be sound. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. Let's do another one. Okay, here, what we have here. Let's see. Let's see if something is popping up in our equation. I tell you what, I don't know what to do yet, but let's do something. Let's just do something. I know that x is not equal to 0 from the same reason we said before. So let's divide by 0, and I have this right here. Now, let's open the parentheses. I still cannot see any solution, but something is coming up, something is coming up. Yes, now I see it. I have this x times y right here, which is this, 21. And I have this y here, which is 21 over x. So let's just substitute. That's awesome, right? Easy. Now, let's do another substitution, this time from here. All right, awesome, awesome. Of course, you know, it's scripted, but I had fun discovering it myself, because I really, when I first looked at it, I said, huh? And then I just flow with it. I trusted it, and it just popped into my head. And it will pop into your head too, if you practice enough. Great. So I have this thing right here. Let's do some algebra. All right, I took this -6, took it to the left, got this result. Now let's do some addition. I multiply 2 by 21, gave me this, -6, a 4, and -2. All right, cool. And -21 give me -17, and x is what we have here. Now I know that x is not equal to 0, right? So I can multiply all of this by x. And to get me this, x squared minus 17x equal to 42. Take a minute, use the trinomial or use the quadratic equation. I want you to solve and give me the results. Ready, set, go, do it. All right, I hope you did it. Let's see what you got. Show me what you got. Okay, I use the trinomial. What two numbers, when I add them, give me -17, and when I multiply them, give me 42. Well, -3 and -14. Okay, after a little bit of thinking. Right, we have the u1 and the u2 now. Let's plug them inside the trinomial, and we get this. Now I have my result. X is equal to 3 and x is equal to 14. Here it is, the 3 and the 14. Great, now let's use the y. X equal to 3 gave me a y equal to 7. Great, and x equal to 14 gave me y equal to 3 over 2. So that was great, huh? Good. Now let's continue for our summary and our homework. Okay, ready? Summary. We're going to summarize the entire series. As we said earlier, the goal is to get to a single variable equation. Even if the variable has the power of 2. It's just fine. Just mean more results, mostly. After getting to a single variable equation, we solve as a quadratic equation. And after we're gonna get our first solution, we stop and we what? I wrote ni. That's meant need. Okay, sorry. We need to think, not like I didn't think when I wrote this word. Could there be more solution? We just saw that we got 1x, and we could assume that, oh my god, we have just one intersection point, but no, we continued and we saw that the solution path is splitting into 2, and we solved for each path individually. So the homework this time, I want you to first solve the equations, and only after that I want you to confirm your solutions and saw the drawing. And I believe that after you're going to see the drawing, you'll be encouraged that you understand the subject subject much better than before. I really believe it. And don't worry, we're going to do a lot of practicing. Not in this series. I'm going to start a little series that is just practice with no introduction, no new subject. We're just going to take problems that we already worked on and we continue working on them to gain more repetitions. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed. Please, guys and gals, please share it with your friends. Give me a like. You don't know how much the YouTube is encouraging my video when you do that. I'm going to get a lot of reach. So thank you in advance and have a good one. Bye, guys.